Hi, it's the B.S.B.F. Wobbity wob wobbity wob wobbity wob 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 wob. And I'm back with some Disco
In white,
Elysium.
silver, and apricot veins, this is cradled in
Yeah,
her
ridiculous.
arms.
So nothing on the new information front. Got a few things I want to do. Take that money is the first thing. Take those shoes and everything. I want to try and get that tape recorder. Also want to see, because I remember there being a little snippet village. A little snippet village cupboard. Somebody had a cupboard. I didn't quite look in, I don't think. It's been bugging me for a few recordings, but I saw it and I was like, I'll get that. And the next one, and I didn't. And there was another one that I did that with, but I can't remember what it is. So for now, that's forgotten. Probably until I do the editing. And my next one comes up again. Guess I'll remember at that point. Not while playing the game, because it being a travesty. So someone in-game thought that I could find a tape recorder at the pawn shop. Got some decent cash, so I might be able to even afford it. But let's go into the races. It was a cupboard. It was just a cupboard. All it was. Did I get the turpentine as well? Carpenters.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12.
Yeah, there was a cupboard. I'm sure of it. I saw a cupboard. I've been making up a cupboard in my mind. Seems to be the only conclusion I can derive. Fine. No, that's fine.
Paintbrush. The paintbrush in your hand is like a loaded revolver. What will it be, Desperado? Quite a few things come to mind.
Lies there beneath the bright gleam.
You've spoken. The wall will now silently repeat the message for a decade or so, until the sea air degrades the paint, adding another layer of detritus to the city.
Very poetic. Real poetry. Should we return to our murder investigation? I hear there's a really bad one we are supposed to solve.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong, but yeah, see, I can unlock other ones. So I want to could beef up logic a bit more. Take a bit more pain. Quicker in the reactions. With a bit more composure, better interfacing. Let's have a look. No, revert. Triangle. I'm gonna get. because I've got two things I want to listen to. I want to take record. Hoping I've got enough money. Come on, buddy.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard, he's probably on Pyrrolidon. It's tough to come by on the street.
Pyrrolidon?
A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Why on earth? These are prescription. I can't really see without them.
Shut up, man. I'm a chill out cop who just wants some of what you're having.
Pyrrolidon is just something since the People's Pile disaster, I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade. Had to take it for radiation sickness.
He's taking it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
People's Pile? What's that?
Bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you too.
The People's Pile was a Type U particle decay generator that failed immediately after entering service, releasing radioactive waste into River Esperance. Construction began during the Commune of Revachol. The people continued work on it after the Commune fell. They wanted a cheap source of energy for Revachol West. Needless to say, things didn't work out. A primitive nuclear reactor, also called a pile. An emergency valve defect resulted in steam pressure blowing the turbine, taking the fuel containment vessel up in the explosion. Both the faulty design and lack of finances contributed to the catastrophe.
We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized, tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill.
Cat trying for attention.
On the patch, gamma radiation lines crossed with a red drop of blood. Tough son of a gun, this one. Respect.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance. Didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick.
Thinks that the spiraling lights and stops. Must have been tough for anyone.
There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment, and early deaths. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could. No one's. Everyone's. A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
How did you end up?
The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forberg as I can. Still in the same city, but I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
A tape? We have boom boxes for sale that will play it. Check the shelves. Have you tried it before?
The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks on display. Looks like he doesn't want to get involved. He won't be your nog, but he won't be thrilled about this either.
But they're alright.
If you say so. Here you go, man.
Yes, darling. That's the coalition government ordained Parolidon. Straight into your gut.
I respect your decision, officer. What else can I help you with?
I have other business to attend to.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels.
Stand on the tips for your toes.
One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. Never have, won't now. Is the Harman Welshie W2. Made in Vespa. Designed in Seoul. Plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real. Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
That's odd. Why doesn't he like music?
The stuff I record myself, silverware shaking in drawers as motor cars race by, nocturnal animals climbing on the roof, airship rotors, that kind of thing.
Maybe you should ditch music as well. Get into these more experimental sounds he's describing.
And here you are, quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever, turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Welcome to the pawn shop. I'm now actually leaving the pawn shop though, so... Or maybe I wanted to check out my apartment.
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted.
I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new living arrangement. But just so you know, after we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the whirling in rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
The key turns with a satisfying click. You can enter the shack now. On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin. Like an artist with a brush or a master swordsman, you use the small mirror and the straight razor with some soap to remove all that unkempt hair from below the nose line. The sharp blade chafes against your skin, producing a scratching sound. The surface underneath the beard feels tender, the air brushing against it chilly. They feel so smooth, surprisingly so. A feeling of freshness overcomes you, as if you just came from a cold bath. The water reflects back a vague image of your clean-shaven face. Despite the bulbous nose, unkempt hair, and persistent swelling, you look a little younger, maybe. You almost look like a professional.
The science fiction magazine spoke about bird watching an almanac from 1309. This intricate heat engine hums quietly, giving a pleasant...
A brisk coastal wind still howls against the window of the shack. Occasionally, the waves crawl in under the foundation, producing a low hum. The room feels muffled, like you pulled your hat over your ears. Outside, it is cold and windy, but you're inside, and it feels safe and warm.
What is this place to you?
And you hang out, where I could silently sit, drink and die while looking at the waves rolling. 3, that's good enough. I could live in.
Waves crash onto the beach, drowning the reeds. Far to the south, a congregation gathers to a soup kitchen in a shelter for the homeless. An old woman gives out knitted scarves for free. This could have been you. This could still be you. A down-on-his-luck nobody, trying to survive.
I think he's changed sensation for a fair
Outside, the howl of the wind
Oh,
has
it's
picked up. The waves crash against the stilts again. It's as if you think the thought, but in someone else's voice.
Look under the floorboards.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your reflection in it. The expression fixed to your clean-shaven face. You're still not accustomed to it. Still not happening. It won't come off that easy.
How do I look under the floorboards?
Yes? Yes. I don't know what to say. Perhaps,
What is it? You can tell me, Kim.
I'm not really sure about this turn of events. I think the mutton chops might have been a better idea. They sort of seem to cover up some of the...
Damage. Yeah, damage.
Either way, good on you. You were saying?
Nothing. Ruined my hopes and dreams. All my face damaged.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
I got an extra point in logic, didn't I? Annoyed as his son's, but what's to do with being a kid?
He's a quiet man, mostly communicates through music, and by being a master of ceremonies.
Nice.
You know, a host, a declaimer of slogans. He's a performer, gets the people going.
Interesting, sire. A bit like you, then. An MC, for sure.
Can you communicate with him?
Well, he's just kind of here. I don't really know how to communicate with him. Yeah, sometimes, when I stumble and find my way into his centre, you have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first though.
The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself. I get it. He's a puzzle.